Those Once Loyal Battle Report. I'm Ryan. I'm here today with Wes, well, as usual. And today we're going to be doing an iteration of Big Guns Never Tire where it's 6 objectives instead of 4. And we'll be gunning down for heavy supports. So we'll be doing continuous scoring, so each objective will be worth a point. We'll do a standard kill point for each thing that's destroyed, and then an extra one if it's a heavy support. And then Slay the Warlord, Line Breaker, and First Blood. Before we get started, we'll show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting today.
All right, the Dark Eldar are going to be running a battalion at 1500. These are my 2 HQs. The painted one is the Warlord. He's got Labyrinthian Cunning, a Blaster, Cabal of the Blackheart, Rid of the Living Muse, pretty standard. And the unpainted one is just a regular Archon with a Huskblade, and will have a Blaster when I get done modeling it. For the first 2 troop choices in this battalion, there's 2 10-man Cabalite Warrior squads. Each one has 2 Blasters and a Dark Lance, and then each one is going to be riding in a Raider with a Dark Lance. And the third troop choice in the battalion is a 5-man Cabalite Warrior squad with a Blaster, riding in a Venom. Now obviously this is not the Games Workshop model Venom, this is an Eldar, I believe, just flyer model, I forget the name of it, but a lot of this army I bought kind of secondhand and converted just to see how cheaply I could do an army. So it serves its purpose. We've never had a problem with it in games. I guess you would call it proxying, but it's working well so far. For the heavy support of the battalion, there are 3 Ravagers. Each has 3 disintegrator cannons. Still modeling these. This one obviously does not have a crew yet, but next battle report it definitely will. Alright, for fast attack in the battalion, there are 2 units of 5 Scourges. They're armed with 4 Blasters, and the captain is just stock standard. Again, you can see these are actually modeled with the Shard carbines, but since they're all armed with the exact same thing, there's really no room for confusion, so we're going to go with Blasters this game. And lastly, there is going to be a Razor Wing Jet Fighter. Going to be armed this game with disintegrator cannons and a splinter cannon. Obviously you can see again that some of the guns are not on the model yet. It's still kind of getting built. So hopefully by next battle report it will be what you see, what you get.
Alright, so I'll be running a battalion with a Watchmaster as he comes, and a Terminator Captain with a Power Fist Melta combo and a Combi Flamer. And he's going to have the Beacon Angelus Relic for the teleportation. Next we have a Deathwatch kill team with 4 frag cannons and the Sergeant with a Storm Bolter and Storm Shield. Troop choice is a kill team with the Sergeant with Bolter, Power Maul, Bolt Gun, Power Sword, a Bolt Gun and a Storm Shield, and another frag cannon. Last troop choice is a Intercessor mixed squad with 5 Intercessors, a Auxiliary Grenade Launcher, and 2 Hellblasters. Next we just have 5 Hellblasters with standard Plasma Incinerators. Next we have a Corvus Blackstar with the Twin Assault Cannons, Hurricane Bolters, and Storm Strike Missiles. And I'm going to run the missiles that let me reroll saves of 1. Finally we have a Relic Leviathan Dreadnought with the Grav Flux Bombard and Storm Cannon Array, and 1 Hunter Killer Missile and 2 Heavy Flamers. So for the Deathwatch over here, we're doing the Spearhead Assault deployment. I've got some Hellblasters behind this rock over here, a kill team and the Watchmaster beside the Corvus. Over here I've got a Intercessor mixed squad with the Hellblasters behind this building on this objective, and that's pretty much it. Everything else I have in the army is in Deep Strike right now. So let's go over here and show you the deployment for the Drukhari.
So these 3 Ravagers are castled up. There's the Warlord and the other Archon HQ choice. There's a Raider right here in cover. There is another Raider here also in cover. This Venom is pretty much completely concealed by these ruins, and then the Razor Wing Jet Fighter is in the corner, probably going to launch as far as it can across and just kind of have some first turn shooting, if I can get the first turn. And over here in Deep Strike, we have 2 units of 5 Scourges. So let's do a roll off. So Ryan has the +1 for this roll off since he had way less drops than I did. So let's see what he rolls. A 4, so I need a 6. I need a 6.
And a 5.
5. So we're tied. We gotta go again.
Let's see. A 1.
1 to a 3. So I do get the first turn. Let's see if Ryan seizes.
No.
No. All right.
First turn goes to the Drukhari.
We'll be back to you guys in a second.
So we're not quite finished with Drukhari movement, but he moved his
Razor Wing Jet Fighter.
Razor Wing Jet Fighter in the proximity of these intercessors chilling right here. And if anybody's not familiar, there's a Deathwatch stratagem. If any Eldari unit with flying gets within 12 of them, I can automatically shoot them for 2 command points. I have to double check if there's a penalty on shooting, but you might not even get that far because your boy is going to Vect.
So now instead of 8 command points, I have 4, since it's a 4-point stratagem now. And on 2 through 5, I think, it doesn't go off, but you get to keep your command points. On a 6, it doesn't go off and you lose them. And on a 1, you get to shoot me.
It's all bad.
5. So it doesn't go off, but you don't lose your command points.
That is good. So we will come back to you after full movement for the Drukhari.
All right, so Dark Eldar turn 1 is wrapped up. I really didn't do anything besides move this Venom closer to this objective, put that Raider over there closer to that objective, and I moved the Razor Wing Jet Fighter all the way up here. I was going to try to kind of blast this squad off the table turn 1, but I rolled pretty poorly for the shooting. So they just lost 1 guy, and 1 is down to 1 wound now. So now we're on to Deathwatch turn 1.
So in my vie to destroy this Razor Wing Jet Fighter, Wes rolled a handful of 5s, and he only takes 1 damage. Great. He also has a 6-up Feel No Pain, so let's see that.
No, I do take 1.
A little bit obnoxious. Okay, back after the turn. First round for the Deathwatch is complete, and 2 rounds of shooting over here on this Razor Wing Jet Fighter, and I can only get 1 wound off of it, 1 with Hellblasters, 1 with the Intercessor with 2 Hellblasters mixed in. So that's not very good. And the Corvus flew over here with the intention of lighting up that Raider and that Ravager, but really only got 3 wounds off of the Raider.
3 wounds off the Raider.
So not very good, but at least we've got 1 squad on objective, so we'll see what happens after turn 2 for the Drukhari.
Dark Eldar turn 2. All right, so Dark Eldar turn 2 has wrapped up. I brought these Scourges in over here. They actually came in about here, but I fired and faded them after they were done helping blow up the Corvus Blackstar. Pretty much everything on my side opened up to try to get rid of it. It definitely worked. So we got, what is it, the Watchmaster? And 4 Marines left. There was a couple, after it blew up, I still had a couple things to shoot, mainly a Ravager. And this is the result of 1 Storm Shield dude. He did die on this one, but that's, what was that, 6 saves on a 3-up invulnerable. So he definitely did his duty.
He did it.
Over here, the Razor Wing Jet Fighter just moved over and was shot a little bit. He's down to 3 wounds, but he took out some of the Hellblasters. So considered a success, because I know that this turn Ryan's going to be deep striking a lot of really mean stuff. So we'll see you after Deathwatch turn 2.
So turn 2 for the Deathwatch. I managed to take out the Razor Wing Jet Fighter with the Hellblasters back in the back corner. I still have these guys sitting on this objective over here. The squad that popped out of the Corvus just kind of stood there and, of course, didn't go to this objective because why would they do that? And I brought the Watchmaster over to the captain that deep struck down over here with the Beacon on Jealous, and within 6 inches of that, and then all of this stuff opened fire. The Relic Leviathan Dreadnought managed to take out the Ravager over here, and all these guys with frag hands managed to bring this guy down to 3 wounds. So not really as good as I thought it was going to be, and I've also failed a charge with my Terminator Captain into the Scourges. But yeah, so now I'm out in the open and we're all up front, so we'll see how things go for Drukhari in turn 3.
All right, so this is the beginning of Dark Eldar turn 3. Which is likely going to be the turn that decides how this battle is going to go. I have 7 victory points at the moment, and Ryan has 5. Pretty much he brought down this big blob of dreadnoughts and frag cannons and HQs down, and is pretty much staring me in the face. If I lose this gun line here, I'm probably done. I don't know if I can take out a Relic Leviathan with just a couple of Dark Lances, but we'll see. Over here, he has a squad of Hellblasters that are been injured. I think he started with 5, now he has 3. So what I'm going to try to do is bring the Scourges, my last remaining Scourge unit, down in this corner, score this objective, get rid of these guys for 2 victory points, and hope that everybody can kill either at least all of the veterans with frag cannons or this Leviathan Dreadnought. So we'll come back to you when we get done rolling. Alright, so Dark Eldar turn 3 wrapped up, kind of mediocre, not a ton of stuff happened, but over here, pretty much this entire flank opened up and took the Leviathan down to 6 wounds, took 2 guys out of this frag cannon squad, so nothing crazy. If I can weather the storm as far as firepower goes over here next turn on turn 4, I think I might have a shot of doing some serious damage, but we will see, because those are some heavy hitting units over there. This Venom stayed put over here. The Scourges did come down, and unfortunately there was 1 Hellblaster with 1 wound left after they got done firing, so I'm not going to get 2 victory points this turn, but it's likely that I will in turn 4 if I have anything left on the table by then. So we'll see. Here is Deathwatch turn 3.
So end of turn 3 for the Deathwatch. The Hellblaster that was over here moved down and shot and took out a Scourge, but then tried to charge into them and got shot to pieces. The Watchmaster scooted back over here. The Leviathan scooted up a little bit to get into flame range to hit the Raider that's up there. These guys stayed still. I got to take out a Ravager with the Relic Leviathan Dreadnought. The Terminator Captain shot and charged in over here, took off 2 wounds, 1 wound? 1 wound off.
From the Archon, took 1 wound.
Took 1 wound off.
Well, I failed my shadow save.
And failed the shadow save, so now he's on his normal save. And also these guys stayed over here on this objective and tried to shoot up these guys and didn't really do much, and the grenade launcher went into the Ravager with very little effect. So right now, as it stands, we're on the, going to turn 4, I'm at 10 points, victory points, and Wes is at 11. So it's actually surprisingly close. So we'll come back to you at the beginning of the Drukhari turn 4.
All right, beginning of Drukhari turn 4, Dark Eldar turn 4, sorry. The only thing I think I can really do to try to win this is just to back everything up over here and just unload. There's a Terminator Captain in my midst. This Leviathan Dreadnought has 3 wounds left. I got a unit of Scourges over here that can kind of swoop in. I still have these Scourges up here. I'm just going to ignore these guys because they're, I don't know, I mean, I could kill them, but at this point I'm much more worried about what's going on in the middle of the table. And these guys back here are just having a picnic, and I could give a shit less. So I'm going to ignore them because I don't want to die. So here we go. Dark Eldar turn 4. All right, so end of Dark Eldar turn 4 went pretty well for me. I was able to take out the Leviathan that was in the center here, as well as the Terminator Captain, the Scourges, lone remaining Ravager, and 2 Raiders did a lot of work. I'm up to 14 victory points now. I have not much left to do to get a tabled result, but we'll see if we can make that happen. So here is Deathwatch turn 4.
All right, this is the end of turn 4, top of turn 4, or bottom of turn 4 for Deathwatch. The guys over here in the corner just kind of scooted up a little bit to get it within the 30-inch range and 36-inch range for the bolt rifles, and took shots at this guy over here, or this squad that was over here, taking 3 of them out?
Yes.
3 of them out.
Yes, 3.
The Watchmaster just fired his single shot over into the squad and took 1 out. Those guys stood over there, they tried to unload into the Venom, but took 2 wounds.
Venom took 3.
Took 3 wounds. Over here, these guys just put work on the Ravager that was left over here and took it out. And that puts me at 2 for the Ravager being gone, 1 for this objective, 1 for that objective, and 1 for that objective being 5. So we will be back with you at the start of turn 5.
All right, so the start of Dark Eldar turn 5, I've got a Venom out in the open that I'm going to move back and try to claim this objective. I got 2 Raiders, my Warlord, and an Archon over here. The Raiders are fully loaded, 2 blasters and a Dark Lance apiece, in addition to the Dark Lance that's on them. The only thing that Ryan really has left is these frag cannon totem dudes, his Warlord, squad over there, which I'm still going to ignore, and a squad over here, which I might ignore. So I have 2 Scourges perched up here, 1 Scourge right behind his Warlord over here. And it's really just going to come down to dice here. He's up 15 to my 14, so we'll be back in just a second. It's sure is going to be a quick turn. All right, end of Dark Eldar turn 5 was very quick. Pretty much everything over... The Scourges moved from up on that little, building to over here just to get into this Warlord's reroll bubble. And they pretty much just opened up on the frag cannon dudes that were on this little crate and destroyed them. Tried to do some damage to the Watchmaster, but his invul save was strong. And... I rolled pretty shitty. The Venom moved over into cover over here to claim this objective and stay alive, and this Scourge has moved back to claim this objective. So this is almost the end of the game. I have 15, Ryan has 15. This is really going to come down to pretty much rolls. I can't really kill too much more stuff. There's plenty of stuff left that he can kill. And objectives, so let's see what happens.
Right, this is the bottom of turn 5 for the Deathwatch, and this is where we're going to end the game. So all these dudes kind of strung out over here, so they're within the range of this objective, but got in line of sight and range of the Scourge I was over here and took him out. The Watchmaster tried to do his 2 shots into these Scourges and kind of whiffed the win roll, and the frag cannon was the only thing that was really in range and with line of sight. So we actually didn't even roll that because, there's really no point because I wouldn't be able to kill him. So that's where we're going to end it. That leaves me with 19 points to Wes's 17 points with an incredibly close game, which is very surprising to me for Deathwatch. Is there anything that you would do different?
I think I deployed a little sloppy and probably could have been a little bit more selective because I knew what you were going to do.
Right.
With the Leviathan.
Yeah.
But,
it's a one-trick pony.
Yeah, but it just goes to show that even, if you're playing a sub-optimized codex, like a codex that's not great compared to everything else, it's not like competitive. I'm not a tournament player by any means, but, there is a shit ton of Dark Lances and Disintegrator Cannons against Marines, and I still lost. So, it's all in the hands of, the player. So it was a good game. It was cool. It was super close.
It was very, very
This
tight.
will be 2 losses, I believe, for me on this channel. So next time, maybe I'll bring in the W.
The revenge is coming, but maybe it will be when Leviathan Dreadnought's here. So, that's it. Really good game. Always good to play against Drukhari. I usually always lose against Drukhari. I think having a vulnerable save definitely helps it out. And this is only 1,500 points of Deathwatch, so it's very, very sparse and stringing all the stuff that I had out to get any kind of objective in any kind of a turn. So we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.